Hello and welcome to Bliponomics. Phil left his wallet in the cab. He's busy tracking that down. I'm Jerry Anthony, and tonight we are talking all things former President Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. It feels good to say that, doesn't it? Former President Ross. He didn't even last 5 months. I mean, I could say we told you so. But not you or I or Phil or Dimitri could have imagined what an absolute disaster of historical proportions Ross's short time as president was. But we will try, and we need your help. We want to hear from you. Subscribe wherever you're watching, leave a comment, and if you want to be a part of the show, send us an email to bliponomics@gmail.com. The former president and current inmate at the raft, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, the undisputed worst president in American history. No question. No question. Fillmore, Nixon, Ritson. You guys can rest easy, because no future president is ever going to fail harder than Ross did on his last day on the job. The presser at the Rosegarden. I mean, we've seen a lot of shit in the last 15 years, but who could ever have imagined these headlines? Chaos in the White House. President Ross mutates into Red Hulk mid-speech. Hulked out horror. President Ross transformation sparks security crisis. You can say that again. Hulked out and handcuffed. Ross arrested after destroying West Wing. The monster in the White House. Red alert. Ross goes full Hulk in front of reporters. See the shocking footage. Commander in Beef. Commander in Beef. Ross goes full Red Hulk live on TV. Some more real headlines from the very pro-Ross media. You know who you are. Daily Bugle and FXN. Unjust and unfair. Why Ross deserves immediate reinstatement as commander-in-chief. Battle at the Rosegarden, radical left media versus America's unstoppable patriot Ross. Red Hulk rising. Ross's leadership shines through even behind bars. Really? Still in charge from the raft. The truth they don't want you to know about Ross. So apparently these guys think Ross is still president from prison. Good to know. The truth revealed, Stern's escape and lies are a smear campaign against our beloved Ross. And this is my absolute favorite. Reporters rattled by Red Ross's ruthless Rosegarden rampage. A lot of R's there. Even before the Rosegarden rampage, you could argue that Ross's presidency was an abject failure. Just consider the Celestial Island World Summit. And don't worry, we'll talk about Celestial Island next episode. Dimitri, I'm not even talking about the assassination attempt. That's not Ross's fault. Every American president in recent memory has been targeted at least once. Ross, Ritson, Ellis a couple times. Someone threw a shoe at Bush. I mean, are you even an American president if you don't survive an assassination attempt these days? Anyway, one big reason Ross's presidency was a failure before the Rosegarden rampage. After the Celestial Island World Summit went belly up, not 2 days later, an American F-18 accidentally fired upon our close ally Japan during a mission that Ross personally supervised. Why the President of the United States was on a battleship in the middle of the Indian Ocean, leading one of the most colossal screw-ups in military history, is a great question. There could be a few reasons Ross was on that boat. None of them are good. I mean, I have to ask, does Ross just have like a public humiliation kink? Maybe. Probably. But closer to the truth, we already know, historically, Ross has always been an obsessive compulsive. As a general, the so-called Hulk hunter, he obsessively chased Dr. Bruce Banner all over the globe. As Secretary of State, he obsessively hunted heroes like Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson around the globe. And finally, as president, he had a new obsession, adamantium. An obsession which almost got us into a war with Japan. An obsession which led to him teaming up with a mad scientist who created the abomination, Samuel Stearns. The very same Samuel Stearns that Ross also previously framed and falsely imprisoned. The same Samuel Stearns who eventually tried to kill him, Ross, and turn him into a Hulk. Oh yeah. While he was doing this, he also kept a war hero, Isaiah Bradley, falsely in prison when he knew damn well it wasn't Bradley. But hey, that's our president. Now, looking back on the Ross episode we did a while ago before the election, do you remember the one where we literally begged you not to vote for Ross? Even the team here at Bliponomics couldn't come close to predicting this level of insanity. How did the American people consistently get fooled by the lies of this insane, narcissistic, power-hungry jackass? We joked that he failed upwards his whole career. All the way to the presidency, he failed up. Now we have to change it. Like, he failed so bad, we have to rename it what? He failed skyward. Ross failed to infinity. Now, former President Ross resides safely in the raft. Poetic justice? Perhaps, but remember, the raft is a prison where Ross himself once had an office. A prison where he attempted to lock up heroes. Why there? Why the raft? And why not the billion-dollar damage control supermax that they built specifically to hold Hulks? They've had 2 Hulks there already. Yeah, Dimitri says the abomination escaped. True. The abomination escaped, but he had magical help. Sam Wilson escaped the raft without magical help. But as we all know, Sam Wilson is a badass. I'm glad he was the one to finally bring Ross down. Even though I had a really bad taste in my mouth because Ross and Wilson were working together in the first place. I did not like the optics of that, but when Red Hulk popped off, Sam Wilson steps up, no hesitation, just squares up with a raging Hulk and wins. Sam Wilson lived up to the name Captain America that day, and I don't want to ever hear a peep again. And speaking of super soldier serum, there has been serious speculation, maybe even conspiracy theory, that President Ross himself took a shot of super soldier serum way before the Rosegarden incident. Samuel Stearns, no relation to Chris Stearns, FXN News, RIP. Samuel Stearns knew that Ross was juiced with the super soldier serum and gave Ross radiated gamma pills for his, quote, heart. But Stearns, knowing all along the radiation would trigger the super soldier serum in his blood and activate Ross's Red Hulk. I mean, as far as conspiracy theories go, it's not bad. Stearns had all of Banner's research. He already created the abomination. This sort of makes sense with what we know about the super soldier serum too, because we know that super soldier serum plus Vita rays equal Captain America. We know super soldier serum plus gamma rays equal Green Hulk or Abomination. We know super soldier serum plus no rays equals jacked up but normal sized dudes like Bucky Barnes, John Walker, Carly Morgenthau. But now super soldier serum plus gamma pills equal Red Hulk? Maybe. We'll never know. And I'll also never know what the hell I'm going to do with all these Ross stickers I bought. It was pretty funny the first 100 or so of you putting those Ross stickers by the White House fence and on the scaffolding of the damaged West Wing. It was pretty funny, but come on, guys. Knock it off. The construction guys are getting pissed. That's what I'm told. That's my story. Let's hear yours. We are going to get to your emails next. Welcome back to Bliponomics. We are going to get to your emails. First out of the gate, Sam. I've been listening to this show for a while now, Jerry, and I'm downright livid at the spin you're putting on what we all witnessed. This is not Ross's fault. No one is buying your liberal fluff, Jerry. That night at the Rosegarden wasn't about Ross being a failure. Our President Ross turned into a damn Red Hulk because something far more sinister is at work. I'm convinced our entire government is being puppeteered by mind control experiments, and the whole fiasco with those radiated gamma pills is just the tip of the iceberg. They can control your mind with the cell phone. Instead of victim blaming Ross, you should be demanding a full investigation into this dark cabal manipulating our leaders. We deserve the truth, not your sanitized narrative, in true, unfiltered patriotism. To say Ross is a victim is just hilariously biased. The only thing Ross is a victim of is his own ego, his own greed, his own stupidity. He is exactly where he belongs because he is a irredeemable asshole and a disgrace to this country. But thank you for writing in, Sam. I appreciate it. Okay, oh boy. Here's a good one. Subject, Ross is the true victim. He deserves our loyalty. Dear Bliponomics, I am appalled at the way you characterize President Ross. How dare you accuse him of doing super soldier drugs? I've watched every second of Ross's presidency, and I know he isn't the monster you claim. He was trying to fight it. He was in pain. You could see that in his eyes. This was beyond his control. Stop lying. Everyone knows Ross's transformation into a Red Hulk and the subsequent destruction of the White House was orchestrated by the twisted experiments of Sam Stearns, not by Ross's own volition. Ross loves America. Ross has always put America first. His actions at the Celestial Island Summit and distinguished military record prove he has our best interest at heart. So what if he's a Hulk, she writes. He's still our president. Not anymore. Ross should be released and continue his term as president. I'm sure he can learn to overcome this setback and continue to lead from the Oval Office like the American people elected him to do. It's not fair. He should be the one in prison. Did you say this was a setback and he should be back in the Oval Office? Ma'am, he destroyed the Oval Office. Ross is now a convicted felon. Last I checked, felons can't get federal jobs, let alone top security clearance, let alone be nominated for president. Look, I know this country is extremely partisan, extremely divided, but there is one thing that I am 100% sure about. In no universe would any sane Republican or Democrat stand for having a felon in the White House. No one would stand for it. Could you imagine? Anyway, thank you for your email. Our next emailer. Subject, Jerry doesn't go far enough. All right. I like where this is going already. Jerry, your take stops way short of the full horror unfolding before our eyes. I'm telling you, there's more to this nightmare than a lone mad scientist pulling the strings. I'm convinced that shadowy forces, Hydra, Wakanda, or even the secretive power of the Skrulls have been meddling in our government, turning Ross into that Red Hulk to serve their dark agenda. The devastation at the Rosegarden isn't just an accident, it was a high crime against the nation. If Ross is found complicit in this orchestrated chaos, and we know he is, then he deserves nothing less than the death sentence for treason against America. Thunderbolt Ross should get the chair. Send him to Jesus with a 25,000-volt thunderbolt of justice. We must demand every corrupt link in this chain is exposed and held accountable. Fuming with anger, Alex the Hawk. I'm not convinced there's much of a conspiracy here. It seems to me like a simple case of out-of-control paranoia and greed between Ross and Stearns. There's no evidence Wakanda's involved. It would be hard to know if the Skrulls or Hydra, for that matter, are involved. I don't know. I need more evidence. Thank you for the email. Our last email comes from Jordan. Dear Bliponomics, I'm a college student majoring in political science and behavioral studies, and the events at the Rosegarden have me both shaken and deeply curious. Witnessing President Ross's transformation to a Red Hulk and the ensuing destruction of the White House wasn't just a political crisis, it's also a social crisis. It raises alarming questions about the possibility of mind control at the highest levels of government. All the evidence points to dark experiments and manipulation that deserves rigorous investigation and academic study, so that we can defend against being mind controlled. I urge you and others in our community to push for scientific and governmental transparency so that we can understand and ultimately break free of these controlling forces. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you for the email. We definitely need to find out more about mind control. All right, I've spoken too much. Thank you for the emails. Thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, Phil will be back next time, I swear to God. And he's going to be talking about Celestial Island, so stay tuned for that one.